Alright, y'all, welcome back to Big Boys Boxing. Hopefully, we have audio this time. So, apologies to anybody who saw the first one. Something went wrong with one of my scenes. I don't know what it was, but I've got it sorted now, I think. So, let me know in the chat if you can hear me loud and clear, please. Now, the point of this video is there's actually a few fights going on this weekend, so I'm going to cover a few of them. The heavyweight dust up setters. Let me do an audio check here. Who saw the... It's working, yay. Okay, so the first fight we're going to see for the weekend that's a heavyweight dust up is going to be from the Gold Coast in Australia. And it will be between Dempsey McKean and Jonathan Rice. So this is an intriguing fight for me. I will be doing a live commentary stream on this. I've bought the pay-per-view for it. There's no other heavyweights on the card, but why it's intriguing, I think, is we don't really know how good Dempsey McKean is. He's a 6'6" southpaw from Australia who has a record of 17-0 and hasn't really fought anybody of note. His opponent Jonathan Rice is 13-4-1, but he's given a few up-and-comers some really good work. And he's the kind of guy that if you're not up to scratch, he's going to find you out. I'm just looking at a couple of his the guys he's faced. He fought Tony Yoka a while back, gave him some good work. Surprisingly to many, but Rice definitely is... He also fought Rodney Hernandez as well, who's another kind of prospect. He's not unbeaten. Mario Heredia, he fought him as well. He's fought Mario Heredia twice. He beat him twice. Just looking for some other losses. He lost to Aslanbek Makhmudov as well, but it was TKO 7th round. He got some good work out of him. Who else has he lost to? There's another loss. It was a UD over 6, and that was Stephen Shaw. So there you go, another prospect. At the time he was 7-0. His draw he had was against Justin Davenport, who at the time was 1-0 and 1. But this is an intriguing fight for me. Jonathan Rice has some decent hands. He has some decent feet. He's not going to knock you out with one shot, most likely, but he can box. So if Dempsey McKean ain't up to scratch, he could get beaten here, but this is why I think it's such an interesting fight. Next on the list is going to be Hughie Fury and Parvez Sauer. Now, this fight was actually scheduled for an earlier date, but Hughie got injured in training, so it got put off, and they've turned around and remade the fight for this weekend. It's going to be on the John O'Carroll and Scott Quigg undercard, so it'll be Sunday morning New Zealand time. Hughie Fury is 23-3. His losses to Joseph Parker, Kubrat Pulev and Alexander Povetkin, all by points. Dude's hard to hit. He's probably got the best legs in the division, but he don't have the hands to go with it. So this fight is a good fight for him to try and show some improvements. However, I think lower level opposition, he tends to be a bit more confident. He throws the jab and lets it land before he runs away. When he gets to higher level competition, he tries to be so slick that he's actually moving away before the jab actually lands, so there's not a lot on it. Parvez Sauer is 11-2. He got knocked out by Filip Hrgovic in one round, and his last fight was a loss to Jermaine Franklin, the American prospect, who couldn't stop him, but it did go the distance. So this fight, I think, for Hughie, he should win it no problem, but it's a question whether he can stop it and stop Parvez Sauer and show people that he can punch, show people that he can be aggressive to an extent. So we'll see. I'm not itching to see that one, man. I'm not itching to see any Hughie Fury fight, but I am hoping to see some kind of improvement from Fury. So next on the list is Razvan Kajanu and Efa Ajagba. Now, it's not exactly a competitive fight. Razvan Kajanu is definitely a bona fide journeyman these days. So, I expect Ajagba to get him out of there within 6. But we'll see what Razvan Kajanu comes to the ring. When he tries to actually win a fight, he generally gets knocked out at elite level. But if he's in defensive mode, he's actually pretty hard to take out, but he doesn't throw a lot back. So it's another stepping stone for Efa Ajagba. I don't imagine he'll have too much trouble with Kajanu. He is a big unit though. He's 6'7", so could be a little bit interesting. But we'll see what happens. The next fight is actually a bit of an intriguing one for me as well. It is this one here. Frank Sanchez, unbeaten prospect, versus Joey DeWaco. Now this is, how would I put this? DeWaco's another one kind of like Jonathan Rice. Not the way they fight or anything like that, but he's crafty. He's been in there. He's got plenty of experience at elite level and sparring in particular. A lot of elite boxers use him as a sparring partner for a reason. He's got a good high guard. He's got pretty quick hands. He can bang, but he's only like 5'10" on a good day where he's wearing thick-soled shoes. So he's a pretty small heavyweight when it comes to size. But if you're not up to par, he can catch you out and see what the deal is with you, whether you're worthy of being at elite level. So Frank Sanchez, or actually Joe DeWaco, is 20-7 with 4 draws. Frank Sanchez, unbeaten prospect at 14-0. He is 6'4" with a 78-inch reach. Similar dimensions to most of the guys in heavyweight who are around 6'4". But he hasn't really fought anybody yet, so this is kind of like the Dempsey McKean situation. We don't really know how good Frank Sanchez is. I'm just browsing through his record here, and the only name I really recognize on here that's worth mentioning is Jason Bergman, and he knocked out Jason Bergman in 2 rounds out of 6, which isn't a too bad effort. So I'd expect Frank Sanchez to be able to use his height and reach to be able to come away with at least a points win against Joey de Waco. But if he lets Joey get in inside him, he could end up in trouble quite quickly. So we'll see what happens. The next one, which I actually forgot to upload a picture, I'll see if I can do that fast, is the main event for those previous two fights that I was talking about. So I'm trying to get this picture uploaded as quick as I can. Sorry, y'all. It is Adam Karnacki versus Robert Linnaeus. And I don't know why I forgot to upload the main event to the software, but I'll be there in just 1 second. Here it comes. Boom, there it is. Karnacki vs Linnaeus is the main event for that card, and there is a couple others I'd like to get to as well that are also on that card. But the main event itself, I don't expect Linnaeus to win this fight. However, he does have a good punch, but he tends to gas out, and when he gasses out, he gets knocked out. Now, he has a half decent jab that could possibly keep Karnacki at bay. If he follows that jab with the right hand, we could end up with a surprise knockout if it's early on. But I can't see Linnaeus being able to put out enough volume to deter Karnacki from getting all over him like flies on shit. So I expect Karnacki will probably get Linnaeus out of there within 6, or maybe around round 6, round 4 to 6. But if he doesn't get him out of there early, I think he'll definitely get him out of there late. I can't see this fight going to the cards whatsoever. Linnaeus' last fight was against Gerald Washington, where he was winning the fight, but he gassed, got caught with a big shot, got knocked the fuck out. And then prior to that, Adam Karnacki had fought Gerald Washington and sparked him in 2 rounds. Now we've just seen Washington get sparked again by Charles Martin in a few rounds as well, so it doesn't bode well for Linnaeus. But like I say, I think his best chance of winning that fight is within the first 6 rounds. So we'll just jump over to Chrome here. We'll have a look at some of these other fights because I don't have images for them. So we also have this Robert Alfonso, 19-0-1. He's going to be fighting Carlos Negron, who is a journeyman level guy, but he hasn't got heaps of losses on his record. He fought Dominic Brazil not too long ago, maybe a year and a half ago or something like that, and gave some decent work before he ended up slowing down and Brazil got on top of him and stopped him. But he's a big dude. Robert Alfonso, I've only seen a few clips of him fighting. I haven't seen bugger all of him, so I don't really know how good he is. But Carlos Negron is no bum, so this could be a pretty competitive fight. Who's Robert Alfonso got a draw to? Oh, that's right. Elago Kaladze, the cruiserweight who's come up, but he's actually got some skill. He's given some decent work to a few heavyweights, except he runs out of gas. He has to throw that many punches to try and keep him off him. But Iago Kaladze, a draw with him. For me, that kind of puts him at a very similar level to Carlos Negron. So We know he lost to Dominic Brazil. Oh, he had 2 losses on the trot. So he also lost to Brian Howard. Brian Howard. That is the guy who knocked out Shondell Winters. So maybe this guy does actually have a bit of a punch. This Brian Howard, I didn't know a lot about him. I thought he was just a cruiserweight, but whoa, 242 pounds. He ain't no cruiserweight. And who was the other loss to down here? Dominic Brazil. Oh, Derek Rossi. Okay, Derek Rossi. For those of you who don't know, he's the guy who arguably beat Bermain Stavern before he had his title shot at Deontay Wilder. He's a tricky bit of a journeyman too, so okay, got that sorted. So yeah, Robert Alfonso fight could be interesting after all. And moving down, we also have one of our Kiwi boys, Patrick Mailata, is going to be in action. Commonwealth bronze medalist, who's 4-0. This will be his 5th fight, and he's going to be fighting Vaughan Param, who's 4-1. Who's that lost to? I want to see. Vaughan Param. His loss was to Jason Bergman. Oh, and he got knocked out, or he got stopped in the first round against Jason Bergman. Okay, so Patrick's gonna blow this dude out of the water pretty quickly. However, look, he's 6'7". He's a monster. He is a monster. But Patrick's not a small man himself. He's 6'6". I'm not sure if that's accurate. I thought he was a little bit shorter than that. I thought he was 6'5", 6'4.5", 6'5". But yeah, Patrick's been sparring with Joe Joyce recently. I've seen the video, and he looks like he's lost a bit of weight, because as you can see here, he was getting pretty heavy. 276 this last fight, 286 the fight before that. Whoa, 285 before that as well. Man, that's far too big. So let's hope Patrick's down to at least 260. If he wants to get moving along, he's got to keep active, pad up that record as you do, and then move on to bigger and better things. But I hear Lou DiBella has signed him, so looks like Lou DiBella's got 3 Kiwi heavyweights on his books at the moment. He's got Junior Farr, I think he's got Hemi Ahio as well, and now he's got Patrick Mailata. So he's loving the island, boys. 2 Tongans and a Samoan. As you can see here, Patrick's born in Apia, Samoa, and both Junior Farr and Hemi Ahio are Tongan boys. So that's interesting. There was one other fight up here that y'all may recognize the name. Bowie Tupou is also fighting this weekend. He's pretty much a bona fide journeyman these days as well, ex-rugby league player. You might remember him from when he fought Joseph Parker. He also fought Malik Scott. He knocked down Malik Scott, but then Scott managed to turn it around and stop Bowie Tupou. He's fighting a guy, Jacob Snowden. Don't know anything about the dude. He's 6-2, and I don't think we'll be able to catch anything televised for that fight. As you can see, there's no listed television here, and it's at a bowling club in New South Wales. Let's have a quick look. I'm pretty sure there's no television. Tickets, matchmaker, promoter, commission. Nah, it's not televised, so not gonna get to see that one by the looks of it, unless someone takes a video of it on their phone. And I think that's pretty much it for what's to be mentioned. There is this card here that's got a few heavyweights on it, and it's in Jordan. So I don't recognize most of the heavyweights there, but let's see if it's televised. Nah, man, it's not. So we're not gonna see squat. But that's pretty much it for the weekend. There are a few fights that we will be able to see. I will, as per usual, drop links on my Discord for any fights within 24 hours of when they're going to be. If there's a link available and I find it, I drop it on the Discord. But all the information for that will be on the outro, which I'm about to play, because I'm done for the day. So I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up, subscribe if you don't want to miss future content, and I'll catch you in the next one. Catch you later. So that's it for today. Appreciate y'all coming and checking out the Big Boys Boxing content. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. Also, if you want to get more involved, you can go to the Big Boys Boxing channel page, and over here on the top right there's this Discord icon here. If you click on that, it will take you to the Big Boys Boxing Discord server. This is it here, and these are the text channels here. The info is all about the channel and how to get involved. General chat, we all just talk about boxing, any subject, everybody's welcome. Live fight links, I drop links here that will take you to live fight events. I generally drop the link here 24 hours before the fight, so if you don't have a broadcast, you can come here and find a way to watch it. Also, fights that I do record, I will be posting here. I've got a couple here already, as you can see. And down here, the voice channels, live panel. If you'd like to get involved with the live YouTube streams, the panel is on here. Once you get here, you just click on live panel, and as you can see, you're in. If you'd like to mute at any point, there's a little mic icon here. Click on that and you are muted. And if you'd like to leave the call, this is your hang up button. Simple as. And down here, this is anytime chat. It's another voice channel. You can get on here and talk with anybody who's in there about whatever you want to talk about. It's free for all. So get involved. I'm Jono from Big Boys Boxing, and I will catch you next time. See you.